Hey, so I'm gonna get into some leagues here with the Urza Amulet list that I've been playing. So Saga has made this deck a lot better. Uh, Expedition Map is my card of choice for something to search other than Amulet because it can grab Valakut, Talaria West, or Bounce Land depending on situation. Usually, if you don't want Amulet, you're in a situation where you're going to want lands or you're going to want a Titan. So Expedition Map kind of fits that. I'm finding Explore is kind of the weakest card in this current list. You have amulets more often, so Grazer is quite good. Sideboard, I've got cards that kill Blood Moon, cards that kill Magus of the Moon, some lands, and Endurance to beat Mill, as well as Karn board. So let's go ahead and get into some matches. So this hand's an obvious keep. It's turn 1 Amulet into a turn 2 Dryad, turn 3 Titan if opponent is not interacting with us. If I had a green source here, like a forest, rather than a sun home, I might be dropping the Arboreal Grazer on one, just because it plays around something like Prismatic Ending a little bit better in the dark. But since we have Sun Home, that makes sort of the decision for us. So just be leaving on Amulet here. There is maybe some argument to just hold the Amulet and then next turn go like Grazer into Dryad into Talaria West. That way, Prismatic Ending, you still would have Dryad out, but I don't know, that seems a little unnecessary to me. Especially in the dark, you don't even know this is a Prismatic Ending deck. Okay, so always good to leave a bounce land in hand when possible, so I'm just going to go ahead and Dryad here and T-West, and obviously not play out the Grazer, because if the Dryad gets answered, then we can still... Well, I guess we can't Titan because we'll be short on green mana. So maybe I am supposed to play out the Grazer, pick up the Crumbling Vestige, so that if the Dryad gets answered, I can Titan. Okay, Thoughtseize, that's going to take our Summoner's Pact, so we're going to have to end up transmuting T-West to get the Titan. Which means we will need another land at some point, like a bounce land or something. Ending, sure. So bounce land's a great draw here, obviously. And I'm going to pick up the Crumbling Vestige over the Sun Home, because if I draw an Amulet, then I can play Amulet, then Titan. So, like, the other possibility here was I could have... I could have sequenced this differently, where I could have made my first land drop be the Gruul Turf picking up the Vestige, and then like if I play that, if I play Arboreal Grazer first, and I Gruul Turf picking up the Vestige, like I could have transmuted and Grazered, but that wouldn't allow me to both Amulet and Titan if I, for example, draw it. Opponent letting their own Glimmer Void die, which is good for us, I suppose. But I guess makes sense if they know we're Titaning, and if they think like they just need an answer to Titan, like a Mystical Dispute or something. Yeah. Karn's kind of funny here, because like they're an artifact-based deck, but I think it just makes sense. Like, I'm just tightening, of course. And I guess maybe Valakut bounce land. There's an argument there for just double Valakut. But I mean, this just has lethal set up next turn. And I don't have to worry about Damping Sphere because I've got Dryad, so Damping Sphere isn't anything right now. So I think we're just easily winning this game. Yeah, bridge doesn't matter because we just Valakut them. Opponent gonna make us do it, which is fine. So these all seem good. They're probably a Mystical Dispute deck, so Cavern's probably good. I don't think I need Radiant Fountain. I can probably cut Castle if I'm bringing in Cavern. Cavern and Castle are not exactly great together. Just drop the Explorers. So these cards are obviously great. These are staying in. These are staying in. Maybe since Karn is such a great threat, I can just shave on a Summoner's Pact. I mean, we're going to be like playing this sort of like Force of Vigor type control-y game. And we got Karn, so I think one less Summoner's Pact is fine. This hand's great. Inquisition is fine. We're still representing a turn 3 Karn thanks to the Urza Saga. So, gonna lead on Saga. If they have something like Spreading Seas or Alpine Moon or whatever, it's painful, but I don't think it makes sense to play that afraid. Oh, this Lantern. Did not realize I was playing against Lantern, but okay, this Karn is probably just gonna very easily win this game. So opponent did find a Thoughtseize for the Karn. But we are just representing a Primeval Titan quite soon, so... there is some argument here for Expedition Map, just in case they find a discard spell for the Summoner's Pact, but I think I just want to go fast. Let's not overthink this and end up losing because we next level ourselves. So opponent's best draw here is probably Damping Spear. I'm surprised they just let themselves draw that. They've seen our hand. They have a Torpor Orb. Okay. Torpor Orb is card. I'm kind of tempted to just go... Because, like, I feel like there's a very good chance they're going to have Bridge up and this Titan is just going to do nothing. I'm very tempted to just, like, get Valakut and just start smashing their face with Valakut. Maybe this is wrong, but, like, I also have the Vesuva, so, like, this is, like, a very... This is a very quick clock. And, like, also the Summoner's Pact can potentially find a second Dryad if they find an answer to the Dryad in play. And we're just putting ourselves in a situation where, like, lands are good draws and spells are good draws. If they let themselves draw the Inquisition isn't really much of anything because we can just Summoner's Pact for Titan in response. We do want Titan, yeah. Yeah, so let's just get Titan here. Expedition map is great. They're probably not going to let us draw that. I'd be really surprised if they did. They're letting us draw expedition map, okay. So opponent has to answer Dryad exactly this turn. We are out of T-Wests in our deck. So if they do answer Dryad, that is a problem. Bridge will not do anything, unfortunately, for our opponent. Just get another Valakut. Yeah, I was thinking that it was probably like one of those artifact mid-range decks, but Lantern is one I haven't seen in a while, and it makes sense to still exist because Urza's Saga is format defining right now. Seems tricky with all the blue-white control, though, because blue-white is sort of an unwinnable matchup for a Lantern, especially once they're running Chalice of the Void. And a bunch of Force of Vigors running around. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's still good with Urza's Saga. I don't know if Urza's Saga changes any of the matchups. Yeah, so this hand is a keep. It's not the most exciting keep ever, but I mean, if it finds a Titan or a Karn, it's great. And worst case scenario, like the Saga can find, a Talaria West, so this hand will eventually tighten. Maybe I'm supposed to lead on the map. Yeah, I really don't care about this. I'm actually kind of would rather get the amulet removed than the map, honestly, in this hand. I say that like it's a choice. I'm probably getting both of them removed. But if we get up to Karn, Karn's going to be great against all the artifact lands. And we can also Karn to grab the amulet, so that's always nice. Yeah, I think I'll just let's use here. I don't think this is a game that's going to be decided by constructs. Seems like the wrong axis. I might be getting Mystical Dispute here, or Metallic Rebuke. Yeah, that's fine. I'm still threatening Karn next turn, because I can get another amulet and crack the map for bounce land. It would let them draw a card if I do that, though. Probably still just correct. Unless maybe if they're playing Urza here, that's kind of bad for us. Thought Monitor, sure. Probably just got another Metallic Rebuke for this Karn. Maybe I wasn't supposed to play the breeding pool because of the whole multiple amulets thing. That was probably a mistake. I'm gonna do this. I kind of want this amulet to eat a Metallic Rebuke. It does not. Okay. An opponent isn't really applying pressure, so we do have the time to just sort of slowly work out what our game plan is. Probably hitting Expedition Map here. Hitting an amulet, sure. That's fine. Yeah, I'm really feeling like just playing everything slow here because opponent is really not convincing me that I need to do otherwise. Cauldra. Cauldra might be a reason to speed up. What's my plan here? I can expedition map, get Talaria west. I can Karn, grab what? Grab likely bridge. I think I want to start working myself towards getting a Primeval Titan into play. So one option we have is we can plus Karn on Caldra, and then it'll get an attack where it gets to kill the Karn. But then it won't be able to attack the sword. Interesting. So opponent is trying to draw counter magic, this says to me. Gosh, we're just really good at not drawing ramp spells. Does Summoner's Pact for Azusa make any sense? Summoner's Pact, grab Azusa, Karn, Ensnaring Bridge? Is that just silly? Do I have enough mana to do that? So I can Summoner's Pact. Play a Simic Growth Chamber, play Azusa with 1 mana floating and 2 untapped sources, so that's 3. Play Castle Garenbrig, play Karn, and I get to Simic Growth Chamber. So the Karn cannot get Metallic Rebuked, but the bridge can. What are my other options? I could just Karn. Could just go for Titan. Make them have the rebuke. The fact that they did sword this turn might mean they don't actually have the rebuke. I don't think I'm hasting this Titan. If it resolves, I don't want to just get blown out by like a Path to Exile. Yeah, that's it. Okay. Yeah, we just really needed a ramp spell there, and we didn't get it. I like Force of Vigors, and I like Cavernous Souls. I think I can cut Castle and Explores. Probably can cut Radiant Fountain. I don't think I need the Foundation Breaker. Maybe it's fine. They are playing like Portable Hole. Portable Hole is not a bad thing to Foundation Breaker. The question is it better than a Summoner's Pact? I think with 3 Force of Vigor, I don't want to just have a hand full of like Foundation Breaker and Force of Vigor and no like Titan. I do actually have to have a way to win the game. I don't know. I know I'm going against the sideboarding I did for what I thought was basically the same matchup last round. I guess it hits Urza's Saga. I mean, yeah, I mean, the fact that Foundation Breaker can just come down and hit an Urza's Saga is probably enough reason in and of itself to play the card. Yeah. Yeah, that was tricky. Opponent had a good draw. Maybe we could have played it a little bit better. Hard to tell. A lot of interesting decisions that game. So I will keep this. I will bottom Forest. So the hope. Okay. The fact that this map survived is very good for us. So this is all good. A lot of their interaction for our amulets is sorcery speed, so if we can just play 1,000,000 amulets on our turn, I don't think they can really do much about that, and we're gonna easily have enough mana to just laugh at a Metallic Rebuke, so. Yeah. We will be able to make enough mana to not care about I think we can also just let our opponent draw a card. I don't think there's really, it's not like they're playing Force of Vigor. Sure, I'll pay 1 to prevent this. Why not? We got the Grazer. They don't have enough mana to rebuke us, so just gonna Titan. And while we're at it, we might as well triple Titan. We can't lose to Force of Negation because we got the backup Summoner's Pact, so I mean there's no reason to leave ourselves open to like Path to Exile being a card. Or Solitude or whatever. So I do feel like this line is technically correct, the correct line to make, even though it may look like I'm just trying to flex on my opponent. But, you know, picking up those tiny percentage points can be important. Also, you know, want to demoralize them before game 3. I noticed different amulet players stack their different triggers different ways. Like, I think Francisco, like F. Paulus, however you say that username, he always stacks it alternating between Slayers and Boros, whereas I always float all the mana and then do all the triggers. I don't think there's, you know, like a reason to do one way or the other. Dispatch, or so we get to look really smart here, you know, which is always important. Always important to, you know, to look smart. Secondary importance is actually being smart. I should watch my clock a little, maybe. I don't know. It's probably fine. I kind of hope my opponent, like, uses one of their portable holes or whatever on this expedition map, because then it just sort of makes their turn nothing. Then again, I kind of want to just grab Valakut. Like, got this Dryad here. It's probably just correct to grab Talaria West, though. I mean, worst case scenario, Talaria West becomes a Valakut if I need it to. So hopefully our opponent doesn't go like Urza into Infinite Thopters. Is it worth it for me to blow up the Springleaf Drum this turn? I don't think I will, but there's definitely an argument for it. I think I want to develop my mana more, though. Just play... Guess I should play a blue source. in case this Dryad is not longed for this world. Okay, don't have the Thopter Foundry. Of course they have it. Oh, they don't. Okay. Okay, that's fine, that's fine. This is fine. Yeah, I'm fine with all this. I think I want a Summoner's Pact for Azusa here, because I really am afraid of this Urza. Just, I feel like the main way I'm going to lose this game is just if they go infinite. I mean, the Foundation Breaker is going to solve the construct at some point. You know, maybe I'm leaving myself a little bit too weak to dispatch. Maybe I just get a second Dryad, make 3 land drops, and the last one being the fetch, and I kill the Urza. Taking 1,000,000 damage, but then I just get to kill everything forever. I really doubt there's something silly like Galvanic Blast in a blue-white list. Maybe I was supposed to let them have Urza for one more turn. I don't know. Sacking before combat seems suboptimal. I'm going to want to leave a bounce land in hand, so I'm just going to make my 3 land drops be this 1 Gruul Turf 3 times and put Talaria West in hand, so that next turn I can transmute it. think they have any sort of flash threat or anything. If they do, I guess they'll get me good. How much of a problem is dispatch? I guess I have 2 land drops regardless, which should be lethal. Yeah, so Metallic Rebuke got us good game 1, but like we were just not drawing ramp the entire game, which was like if we drew 1 Azusa, 1 Dryad, 1 Grazer that whole game, I think there's no way we lose it. Because then Rebuke just doesn't matter, and the Karn and the Titans just easily take over. What is there more to say about the list? So... So I think I'm doing it this way because I think with this hand I want both these ramp spells, especially because I'm probably going to end up playing out the Simic Growth Chamber. So I'm going to lead on Grazer into tapped Saga. I mean, even if I did draw a 3-drop, I'm playing the Explore over the 3-drop, so there's no reason to Growth Chamber here. And, like, there's a chance I draw an untapped land and maybe just want to make a construct in some matchups. Like, hold the bounce land in hand for if I draw an amulet. Okay, this... Well, let's see what the Explorer gives me. So there's an argument to holding the bounce land because if I draw Azusa, Arboreal Grazer, or Summoner's Pact, then having the bounce land in hand makes the Titan next turn. But if I don't draw those, then I want the bounce land in play, and if I can end up so behind on my mana. So yeah. So assuming I draw nothing next turn, just like a blank, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a construct and probably get Expedition Map for Castle Garenbrig, but there's also a chance that I'm just getting Blood Mooned out of the game right now. Pillage. Okay. Okay, well that's a good draw. Get an amulet here. Best draws now are lands. Next best draw. I guess Dryad's probably best draw, actually. Azusa's not great because it just dies to a light breeze. Deal. Dryad just dies to Fury, though. Like, if I go Dryad and my opponent goes Fury, then we're just losing that game. I don't think Vesuva on Forest is the way to go here, because, like, there's an argument for doing that for, like, if our opponent Blood Moons. I think if our opponent Blood Moons, we're just straight losing unless we, like, immediately top deck Karn. So the sequencing next turn can be Simic Growth Chamber, bouncing Vesuva, and then the following turn we can Titan. So we need to avoid Blood Moons, and Pillages are the big problem cards. Forest is a decent draw. We're actually reasonably insulated against Blood Moon now, because we can just start casting these Primeval Titans. But I would love it if my opponent would let me cast a Primeval Titan. Blood Moon. Speak of the Devil. I'd love to draw Karn. Karn, Dryad, or lands are the things I would like right now. If I get a Karn, I'm likely just plussing on the amulet for the first turn it's in play. Grazer does block at the very least. So all other things being equal, we're probably blocking one Bloodbraid this turn. It's always good to hold on to a Grazer in the event we draw a Karn. But I don't want to just, like, die to 2 random bolts either. Which, like, could easily be our opponent's hand since they haven't been... Is this Pillage? I don't think we can beat a Pillage. Another Blood Moon is fine. Perfect. Okay. We have ourselves a game. So now, I don't expect these Titans to go all the way on their own. But what the Titans can do is they can stall out the game enough that, like, the moment we draw a Karn, we can make, like, huge ballistas because we'll have 1,000,000 lands in play. We can Worm Coil, we can bridge, So I think we're in an okay position here. Okay, well, opponent definitely has Bolt, and if they have double Bolt, I don't want to die, so making these blocks. We get to follow it up with another Colossal Dreadmaw. get Boros Garrison Sunhome, I suppose, because those are the lands I want to have in the event that Blood Moon ever comes off the table, probably. Not that I think it will. Another blocker would be nice. Karn is obviously our best draw. So I think I'm in for attacking here. I just want to thin the deck a little. You get Valakut. No, because the only way we can kill the Blood Moons right now is Dryad into Engineered Explosives, which ends up killing the Dryad. So Valakut's not really anything. So I think well, is there anything better to do? I guess we'll get Valakut Slayer Stronghold. Would really love to draw Karn, Summoner's Pact, Dryad, any of those kinds of things. Cards that do things. That's what I want to draw. So I feel like there's a good chance our opponent would have blocked and bolted if they had a bolt. So probably their hand is just like lands. How okay am I with just dying to bolt? Have I made my peace with just dying to bolt? Because I really like the idea of putting up pressure. I don't know who it favors more the longer this game goes. I guess this also is bad because it also dies to Bloodbraid Elf, but I don't know. I'm kind of okay with just losing to everything. Game 1 against the Blood Moon deck. Like, obviously if it was game 2 and we were like drawing towards Force of Vigor, that'd be a completely different story, but hopefully they just have like a blocker here and not a bolt. Yeah, they had bolt. Okay. Yeah, so maybe I played too aggressive. Maybe I should have just held back, drawn for Karn. So I like taking out all the sagas here. And I think taking out all the amulets. Because they just don't do anything under Blood Moon. And yeah, try it like this. Just be like a ramp deck. Because it's not like our opponent is doing anything particularly dangerous if we're like... If we just answer Blood Moon, our opponent's deck does nothing. So yeah, this is an obvious keep. Force of Vigor. So we have the answer for the Blood Moon. Magus of the Moon is a problem for this hand, and Pillage is a big problem for this hand. I'd really like to see just like any non-bounce land, so that turn 2 we can play that instead of the bounce land and be a little less soft to pillage. We can also, like, if our opponent Blood Moons, we can let it sit for a minute and then like just start like Simic Growth Chambering, let the Blood Moon ramp us a little bit, because like if they are sitting on a second Blood Moon, we can just sort of let them ramp us with their Blood Moon until we're like actually able to cast Primeval Titan. Well, that's probably best draw. So I'm going to Cavern on Nymph. My hope here is our opponent just goes turn 2 Blood Moon, and then we get to go Forest into Dryad Simic Growth Chamber. It's funny when you're like, come on, Blood Moon me. Yeah. Come on, Blood Moon. Yeah, so there's no reason to, like, rush on the Force. Like, we're not in any hurry, and, like, why turn on a second Blood Moon? Let them pillage the forest where they think, like, the forest is so important. Better pillage that forest and leave the Simic Growth Chamber. Clothis, sure. Clothis does nothing because there's nothing in graveyard. Okay, so, like, maybe, like, very minorly punished for not, like, forcing that turn, but... I'm leaving the Dryad back because I want to threaten to block a Blood Braid. I don't think I ever actually would block a Blood Braid, but, like, there's just, like, a chance it makes my opponent not attack into the Dryad. And, like, I value the potential of, in 1% of cases, myself saving any life points over, like, dealing 2 damage to my opponent, because my opponent's life total just does not matter in the slightest right now. I'm going to pitch the Summoner's Pact. There's, like, an argument for holding on to the Summoner's Pact for Foundation Breaker, but I think my opponent getting back into this game more likely revolves around them actually answering a Primeval Titan. I'll just get double Valakut here. And this is what I was saying before, like, the moment, like, Blood Moon is off the table, our opponent's deck is kind of laughable against ours. None of their cards do anything. We're not afraid of a Scavenging Ooze. So we just take out all the cards that are bad under Blood Moon, like Amulet and Saga, and we bring in all the answers to Blood Moon and Magus of the Moon. Yeah, this hand's great. It's got a Blood Moon answer, it's got ramp, it's got a bunch of basic forests. It is missing a threat, but we're on the draw and we've got an Explorer, so. And I would be happy with some more lands, but can't have everything. Opponent on Mold of 5. Yeah, like, this is the other thing, like, our opponent just, like, is required to, like, aggressively mulligan towards Blood Moon, and then the Blood Moon just still loses. You know, maybe they'll have a Magus of the Moon and we'll be in, like... the slightest bit annoying, but... You got your turn 2 Blood Moon opponent. He's in Pyromancer? Or Blood Moon? Bolt? Yeah, that's not a card. I could blow up the Utopia Sprawl, but I think I would just want to save this for a Blood Moon. You know, maybe they Fury us out of the game. Ooh, Glorybringer. Yeah, maybe blowing up the Sprawl would have been better. Glorybringer is a problem. I don't want to die to, like, just random Furies and Glorybringers. Maybe I'll get Blood Mooned out for doing this. I think I'm gonna wait one turn on blocking the Glorybringer just in case I draw Karn like exactly this turn. Okay. Yeah, I do need a threat. Karn would be good because then I can bridge. Titan is obviously Titan, you know. Exert. This. That's unfortunate. Well, I need to draw something. This is a good draw. Because they're exerted for a turn, and then this gives me... Okay. Karn is our out here. Karn into bridge. Blown up the Utopia Sprawl before. Like, I mean, I guess, you know, hindsight's 2020. I didn't know they were just gonna Glorybringer. Probably wasn't gonna matter. Yeah. I mean... I don't think we lost so much to our opponent's deck. We lost there to just not drawing a threat, which is like the big reason you want Karn in the deck, right? Like, just more threats. Because you lose more to not drawing a threat than you lose to what your opponent's doing. Like, if we just drew a Karn at any point in that game, we probably are favored. Because then our opponent has to draw the pillage, and if they don't, then the Karn is getting, like, walking ballista, taking care of the Magus, and then, like, starting to take care of the Glorybringer. Even take care of the Arbor Elf, potentially. I don't know. Turn 3 Titan Hands are keeps. Yeah, I feel like Ponza is a good matchup. I just think that the cards just didn't work out. And I should have Foundation Breaker the Utopia Sprawl. Mirror match? That's fun. Does our opponent have the turn 2? Got scared of the second amulet when they tapped that colorless. Okay, so yeah, we'll just double Titan here and kill. So our opponent's hand is Celestia Sanctuary and 1 unknown card. So no need to get too fancy here. I'm just going to make 2 Titans and double strike them both. So I think Karn is too slow in the mirror. I think Expedition Map is not where we want to be, and Explore is not where we want to be. I think we want to be on all these things. And an Engineered Explosives. Just like these mirror matches are very much about interaction. And the map I take out because, like, if your Urza Saga ever, like, actually gets to number 3, like, congratulations, because, like, I mean, I assume my opponent is boarding in a similar way, where they're bringing in, like, Force of Vigors and Foundation Breakers and stuff, or the Werewolf or whatever. So, like, the Urza Saga never actually makes it to the 3rd chapter. I'm not in love with this hand, but I think it's a keep. I think it's better than the average 5. I'm gonna bottom Sun Home. Yes, I would like Urza Saga. Opponent's hand seems much better than ours. Would really love to draw Force of Vigor. Yeah, so opponent is representing the kill next turn, so we need to draw something right now. So Force of Vigor, Foundation Breaker. Right now. I mean, I assume their last card is a Titan of some sort. But I suppose I'll wait a moment to see if it is like a Karn. Okay, opponent, you have infinite mana. Yeah, that'll do it. Okay, opponent's on Ghost Quarter. That's good to know. We are not on Ghost Quarter, but I don't know. Ghost Quarter isn't good in the mirror, but I don't know if it's actually good in the meta as a whole. It's like the mirror and Tron are like the main place I want Ghost Quarter. I'm not really like afraid of Ink Moth Nexus anymore because we've got the 3rd Force of Vigor and 2 Dismembers, so like I don't think Ghost Quarter is the make or break thing in any Ink Moth Nexus matchup. I think with this hand we're just accepting that we are extremely soft to Force of Vigor and just making them have it. Force of Vigor of our own. I was gonna Vesuva on Urza Saga, but I guess I'll just play the Valakut because I might just want to get like 2nd Amulet on my turn and hard cast Force of Vigor off Vesuva on their forest. Or maybe they'll be really nice and play a bounce land for us. Okay. They have a 2nd Urza Saga. cast a double Stone Rain. Is a little bit annoying because we're now really stuck for green mana and we can't transmute. I think I'm just gonna make a construct. Keep T-West in hand because I might want to like if I draw a bounce land, I'll have infinity mana, and the T-West can make the blue for its own transmute. But like if I'm just drawing blanks, then I'm just gonna go construct aggro. Like these are not small constructs. Still really love to draw a bounce land. Maybe I'm supposed to not attack in case they tighten. I don't know. I feel like if they tighten, then the only way we win is if we then immediately draw a bounce land and get to do our own tighten stuff. Feels like they're tightening. Like notably, like I talked about, like not getting expedition map, and like your sagas never get to 3, and then this game I'm punished for not having expedition map. So maybe some sort of karmic justice there. Play your Primeval Titan opponent. Play your Primeval Titan, attack, get your Ghost Quarter. We play our bounce land. You Ghost Quarter our bounce land. We bounce our Vesuva. We play our Azusa. We replay the bounce land. We replay Vesuva as a bounce land. Well, we replayed Talaria West, and we replayed Azusa as Vesuva as a bounce land. Bounce the Talaria West, transmute for Titan, and kill. So, like, if we're not dead this turn, that's going to be likely the sequence of events. If we draw a bounce land. I guess gets this. Opponent getting second Titan. 2 Titans kills us. I guess they always had the ability to 2 Titan because they had the Talaria West, so yeah. Yeah, we just needed a bounce land a turn earlier. Or to have Expedition Map in the deck. I guess our out here is to, like, maybe they have Boros Garrison in their hand, or Slayer Stronghold. Engineered explosives. Well, that will also blow up my opponent's amulets. Interesting. So this has to mean they have some combo piece in hand. Otherwise their play makes no sense. Yeah, I guess we're hoping... We're just hoping to draw Primeval Titan, Dryad, or Summoner's Pact now. If we Dryad, we can fetch and kill their thing. I guess we hold the fetch land in hand there. I really should have thought about that more. Yeah, there's just no reason to play the fetch land. That was just silly. That was just very silly. I think I just got tilted by the sequence of events. Yeah, I mean, just playing out this fetch line was just like no reason for it. Okay. Well, I think we're not dead. I think. But I don't think we can get back into this game. I think our opponent is just too far ahead. Playing the fetch land out is just unforgivably bad. Cause like, I don't know, like otherwise like I have a real out in this game of just straight drawing Dryad, killing the Primeval Titan, holding up a fetch land, like... Yeah, we can't beat the Sun Home. I mean, none of it mattered. We were never drawing anything. Maybe I should rethink the whole expedition map thing. I don't know. It just seemed... The amount of times that you're going to actually get a Urza Saga to come to full fruition and then want to grab expedition map seems like it's so low in that matchup. I mean, once again, I feel like, you know, another loss to just not drawing threats. Turn 3 Primeval Titan hands are keeps. Hopefully this is just the tempo deck and they just are like opting here or considering here. Sure, Phoenix. I am not worried about Phoenix. In an ideal world, our opponent does not prismatic this amulet and also taps out. Yeah, this is... None of these things are mattering. Sure. You got your 3-2. Opponent spent 3 turns to get a 3-2 haste. Congratulations on turn 3 being able to get your 3-2 haste with 3 cards left in your hand. So normally I like to avoid exploring here on the chance we draw Slayer Stronghold, but I think I have to explore because I have the Vasuva. Okay, so now we have the kill. So... So again, in this matchup, I guess I like an Endurance, Bajukabog, Cavern of Souls, Cut Castle, and Explorers. Call it a day. They have Demi-Lich, so there's like maybe like some argument for like Dismember. I guess... No, I don't care about... They're not gonna play a Blood Moon in a 3-color deck. Like Saga, maybe I'm supposed to take out a Saga over Castle for... They're probably Alpine Moon. I don't want to just get like completely blown out by Alpine Moon when I just feel heavily favored. So I think trimming one saga is probably fine. Kind of funny when you're in this situation where it's like, alright, do I want to cut the best card in my deck, or do I want to cut the Ancient Tomb that casts Primeval Titan? I don't see a reason to play the amulet. This is weird, but I think I'm actually going to play Expedition Map. Because if this eats an ending, I'm kind of okay with that. And I don't want to play Bajuka Bog this turn. So, like, I want to hold the Grazer so that, like, next turn, if I have a 3-drop, I can amulet into the 3-drop. Like, but if I'm not, I want to be able to, like, potentially Bajuka Bog, yeah. Yeah, this ending is expected. Oh my gosh, it's almost like everything I said has come to pass. It has come to pass. So there is some thought for, like, Bajuka Bog there, just to keep them off of Unholy Heat on the Dryad. But I kind of wanted to hide the Bajuka Bog. Now comes the real question. Bounce Bajuka Bog or Bounce Forest? I think Bounce Forest. I mean, the possibility of just getting an untapped land and getting to Titan is just too much to pass up. Is this Lich? This feels like a Lich. Could just be a bunch of cantrips. Petty Theft. Deal. I'm just gonna hold up Pact Endurance, because I feel like there's a chance our opponent just, like, I don't know, puts like 3 Phoenixes in the yard, and I feel like that's like the only way we lose this game ever. That's fine. Ox requires 8 cards. So opponents representing counterspell. Okay, Karn is Karn. Karn demands a counterspell. Do I just grab map here? I'll grab Tormod Script. If Karn is alive next turn, I'll grab map with it if I don't draw a land. If they fetch or do anything, I'll respond to it with Tormod Script. I guess I was supposed to just crypt in case they Faithful Mending. Actually, if they Faithful Mending... Okay. Sure. Our opponent's deck just hasn't done, like, actually anything the whole game. Like, they just spin their wheels. They have one card in hand. What have they done? They have bounced a thing, and they have killed a Dryad. That is everything that all their cards put together have accomplished. What is this deck? Yeah. So not the best league. 3-2. Lost to the Mir, lost to Panza. More lost to not drawing threats when we needed threats. Maybe I just need to reevaluate my sideboarding in the Mir. Maybe Expedition map is supposed to stay in. I don't know. Mir's tricky. A lot of it's just who draws better. I mean, I've seen a lot of people say that I should cut bridge, but like, I mean, I think we saw it in that league that there were like 2 situations where we were very close to wanting bridge. One being the artifact matchup and one being the Panza matchup. Like, if we were, like, top decking Karn into bridge was our only out in that Panza situation. And, like, just generally against Blood Moon, bridge is like, so good as a thing to get off Karn under a Blood Moon, because it just lets you stall out the game while you regroup and come up with a plan. Yeah. So, what else is there to say? I think, you know, there's some consideration for trying something else over Explore, like Ancient Stirrings or something. I don't know, Explore's good. When Explore's good, it's good. But, like, with Urza's Saga, it seems a lot less necessary than what it once was. Sideboard. I'm happy about my Karn board. I don't think there's anything in the Karn that I could put in the Karn board that would really change anything for me. You know, there's maybe Needle, Grafdigger's Cage, but like it's not like those mattered for those matches. Yeah. Okay. So that's a league. Maybe I'll record another league at some point. I know people want to see the deck 5-0, which it definitely can. 3-2s, I guess, happen occasionally, though. Alright, well, thanks everybody who watched, and if you liked this video, please leave a like on YouTube, leave a comment so that the algorithm can, promote it, share it on Twitter and Facebook and all your social media, and yeah. Also, if you hate the video, comment on it how much you hated it, because that still helps me with the algorithm. So yeah. All right, have a good one, everyone.